Welcome to Oldsmob 455. And a long time ago, when he got this car, it was just a 68 Javelin. He didn't even really think about 68 Javelins before, but then as he started getting into it and he saw the AMX and everything, the AMX hood had a scoop. And he go, wouldn't that be nice if we had a 1970 scoop and make the car look tougher. So we went through a whole bunch of body work. We got previous videos of that, but this was left open. So we were thinking of functional ram air to make the car perform better. With this ram air hood was a whole bunch of pieces that went along with it, and a reproduction are made out of cheapy plastic, and they heat it up, they sag. It was really restrictive. I mean, there's hardly any bit of a scoop there in the first place. You're breathing through there. And after I went through these pieces that were supposed to slide together and those were bowed, it wasn't a very good setup. So we're thinking, we just want to make a piece that completely seals off the hood. It'll make the underneath of the hood look better. It's going to have a 16-inch hole. And then we need to get an air filter element and a box. And a lot of the other car manufacturers did this. So in the process of getting from there to the carburetor, we came up with all kinds of ideas. And you'll see first iteration to the last, and then what we're going to go with. So the best way to make an engine breathe, if you ever saw a dyno run, they always have a big bell above the carburetor because you want air to sweep into the carburetor gently, not taking sharp 90-degree corners. It doesn't pick up your fuel as well. So race car drivers always had the velocity stack. Okay? So we were thinking of something that'd be like that, and a box around it that would seal. Problem with them is the filtration on them isn't too cool. You see a lot of guys take the velocity stacks and then they got like a 6-inch element that just stacks on top, and you gotta have a long threaded rod going through it, and it holds it all together. And then the air goes through the air cleaner and it goes down. Well, you don't have that space when you got a car that's got the hood this close to the carburetor. So we thought, well, we'll use an original base. Why go through the manufacturing of stuff that's already made? So the first thing we thought about was using a regular, you can get these anywhere, a filtered base. And you put the air cleaner in. They even have air cleaners that are we tried that. They're really heavy and the filtration wasn't even really that good. And then it had a bunch of holes, and the thing probably weighed about 3 pounds. So somehow you have to add on to this and then have sides, and the hood's got to come closing down. So most air cleaners are 14 inches at the base. Well, in order to get enough space to get air to go around here, you'd be getting bigger, and there's a breather tube that's the restraint. And then back at the firewall and the reinforcing on the upper hood, this thing's got to close, and it's taking a sweeping thing. You got to worry about your structure that you make, that the things aren't going to collide and you won't be able to close your hood down. The first thing we tried making, we took a bunch of pieces and welded them together. It looks like hell, but we thought after we ground it, pounded, got it shaped, then like this was going to go here. Use a smaller filter, then the air could get in, and then the sides would have to be coming up. This is when you have too much time on your hands. So originally we just knew what size hole we wanted to end up with, how big it needed to be the base, put it on there and weld it, and it's ugly as hell. So we made a jig. There would be a filter there, and we knew that we needed to make it so we were thinking of making more pieces like this because we don't have a way of rolling metal or anything. And this way we'd be able to tack them and hold it, but we didn't even want to do that. So then I'm just trying to find a shape, like a light fixture cover, a pan cover or something, somebody that already did all the work of fabricating, like a lid. But this is in a wet, dry vac. Normally you suck dust and dirt, but when you suck water, then there's this thing with a ball that shuts off the water. And it was being thrown away, so I ripped that all off. I thought, this'll work. That it's coming close. We just want to get the air in there. And then this would fit there. But what's happening is, like I said, as this hood is closing, we got to worry about this hitting here. You know, it just isn't going to work out. That's over with. So now we're back to square one, and we're going to go with a smaller element on a bigger base, and then add metal and come up to the right height so the hood can be closed and they won't interfere. So there was a lot of dink around. This was a lot of stuff over the years, and we're just finally getting to it, and I'm showing you all the weird things that we were thinking of during the meantime. So we were just looking at a receipt, and it was 2015, and now it's 2018. There's all the time involved doing the body work and all these other projects. So 3 years later, we're finally getting to the point where we want to make our ram air functional, and hopefully we get it done this year. I watched this stuff called Roadkill with Freiberger and Finnegan and his other cohorts. And then they have another show that they have a dyno, and they do stuff with engines. And they had what was the best air cleaner you could get. And the air cleaners that are stepped down like what we had before, you lose horsepower. Sure, you're going through a 3-inch element, but it's got to go in, up, and back down. They showed a velocity stack, and it really improves the flow, and they increased horsepower. But now that we got the element up on top of the base, because we got a scoop here, the air is going to go in at a better angle, and we're 3 inches higher. So now we got a light behind here, and we're going to close the hood, and you're going to see how this lid just clears this. So it'll be a straight shot right at that thing. So every time we put a part on the car, then we take the sticker that comes with it, put it on the lift, done. Just stay tuned and see how this latest contraption turns out.